Hey guys, J-Hoid here. Before this video gets started, we're still pushing and we're still trying to make you guys aware of this. So we are still pushing for more subscribers, and we keep telling you every single video that we're making that most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribe. So if you're hearing my voice right now and you haven't yet, or if you are brand new to my channel, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications so you never miss an upload. You can always change your mind later. But some big news possibly happening with OpTic Gaming owner HECZ, and possible big changes happening. What's on, guys? J-Hoid back with you today. Welcome back to, I guess it's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War once again, and we got some great gameplay for you in the background. But today we have kind of two big articles that came out over on Dexerto, one of the I guess one of the only really esports news places I go to see this. So the first one is probably not going to happen, but could happen. And the second one is like something we kind of figured was going to happen eventually. But let's get into the first one here, where it says eUnited, who is another esports organization, been around for a little bit now. And they said, or they're proposing a merger with OpTic Gaming. Now, this is where it'd be very strange for OpTic to do this. Now, I don't think there's any, not that there's no proof behind it, but I'm guessing it was just a proposition that happened, you know, just to see what's going to happen with OpTic Gaming, right? Because OpTic Gaming, if you guys didn't watch the whole story, if you guys don't remember what happened, OpTic HECZ, the owner and one of the founders, I guess if you want to call it, of OpTic Gaming, you know, went into, is it 2019 or whatever it was, and had control of OpTic Gaming. He then had to sell off you know, part of it just to, you know, be able to expand that brand. Eventually he kind of got slowly, I don't want to say pushed out, but he kind of slowly got pushed out, and he then goes over to NRG, joins up with now co-owner and co-CEO Andy Miller, and then eventually HECZ reacquires his OpTic Gaming brand, right? During that time, OpTic Gaming was kind of turned into only a Call of Duty team. OpTic Gaming Los Angeles, you know, they competed in the CDL, but that's basically all they were, right? They went under a big umbrella with Immortals and, you know, a few other organizations as well, and it went downhill real fast. Now, I don't know, you know, how much it really hurt the brand, but it definitely, you know, losing HECZ, Scump, Formal, you know, everyone that was OpTic Gaming, right? If you thought of OpTic Gaming before any of that happened, and you thought of those people, you lost pretty much all of those people. So it was a big negative thing that happened with OpTic Gaming, and you know, now HECZ has it back, and there hasn't really been much going on with it, right? It says it's under construction, and you know, obviously follow the boys over OpTic Chicago is like one of their things on Twitter. So what would happen with OpTic Gaming, right? Well, in my opinion, when that first happened, nothing was going to happen with OpTic until HECZ left NRG and then went full-time back to OpTic and then running OpTic as his own. And then he'd go off and expand into all this other stuff. Let's get back to this article before I get off on a completely side tangent here. So it says eUnited proposed merger with OpTic Gaming. So as you keep going down, I'll have screenshots for you, you know, on the screen. And it says North American esports organization eUnited have proposed a merger with OpTic Gaming through some documents that they apparently acquired. So OpTic Gaming CEO HECZ is planning to wholly acquire OpTic Gaming CEO OpTic HECZ is planning to wholly acquire the Call of Duty franchise OpTic Chicago, who he currently kind of like co-owns or like co-invests or whatever the correct term would be with NRG. Like, it's through NRG that they have that. You know, when it was, you know, Chicago Huntsman, you know, that's how they got that brand basically. Then it was reported on May 4th, which was, you know, yesterday for me, but it's probably like, you know, a few days for you. In line with this report, they are searching for financial partners to assist with the acquisition. The documents shown by E United. E United again holds teams in like Gears of War. They were talking about Halo, I think. A couple other esports as well. I think CSGO might be one of them, or Valorant, or whatever they are. And I don't remember at the time here, but they've been around Call of Duty, probably most notably named for their Call of Duty team. And actually, yeah, the picture on this article is the United squad that won. I think that was that was COD champs in Black Ops 4. That's when Clayster won his it would be second ring. So, but as it continues to say though, E United, who had teams in Call of Duty pre the CDL, so back when it was the CWL, and had proposed a merger with the OpTic brand. So apparently it was described as a unique investment opportunity in one document. E United put forward a business move that would see OpTic Gaming, OpTic Chicago, and E United all held under one ownership umbrella. The venture was described as an opportunity to help OpTic grow by merging operations with the organization. So it then goes on to say United will be feeding a team in Halo, and that's kind of all it says for that paragraph. But now this is a really weird thing, whereas E United has been a brand, right? You have OpTic Gaming, you have E United. It's two separate brands. Now they want to merge, and usually when like two companies merge, usually you take one of their names, almost like getting married. But is this a situation where it would be, okay, Hex owns OpTic Gaming, Hex owns OpTic Chicago, and Hex owns E United? Or is this a case where the E United owners would step in and be like a co-owner, or they'd be like a higher up position, or like it's a lot of information that obviously hasn't happened yet or isn't released yet. So it'd be very interested to see if any of that was actually true or even would happen. So then it goes on to say, well, sources indicate that the merger is highly unlikely to go ahead. E United plan to take control over the back office operations and provide administrative support to Hex and OpTic. The organization. Oh, okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Doesn't really matter that part. So then it goes on to say the four pillars of the suggested merger would have seen the company focus on competition, franchise leagues, collegiate esports, content, which would be online programming, podcast, digital agency, obviously a bunch of content creators, and commerce, which is subscription services, gambling and merchandise, and community fan engagement initiatives, and community businesses. Apparently it says it reveals the state of OpTic Chicago is in flux, with OpTic Gaming CEO looking to divest from NRG and bring the Call of Duty League franchise with him. Both OpTic Gaming and E United declined to comment. They then go on to say, and E United has been looking to grow and move on to bigger things, and trying to do almost what OpTic Gaming did and made the huge mistake of going and getting bought by some bigger company, and then end up ruining OpTic in a sense before OpTic got it back. We've already mentioned it a couple times, and that's the second part of this of these articles. It says Hex is looking to solely own OpTic Chicago and divest from NRG. So now what does that mean? Now I would say it was pretty inevitable that this would have happened. Right now, when Hex joined NRG, he was gonna, he like you said, he didn't think he was ever gonna get OpTic back. So he was gonna go join another organization, take over a lot of this stuff, and maybe with a CEO or an owner that doesn't necessarily know what they're doing, or maybe has some lack of knowledge from the esports field, and that's where Hex would be a perfect fit for. And not that Andy Miller didn't have that, but OpTic HECZ has been around forever, has built up OpTic to be one of the most known organizations in the world. And then he continues on and joins NRG, grows them. They do a bunch of good and important stuff. Gets some content creators from the old OpTic side back to them. And then eventually it was kind of inevitable, like I said, that OpTic was going to be solely HECZ's again, and that HECZ was going to be focusing on OpTic, and eventually split ways with Andy Miller and NRG, and then be OpTic HECZ once again with OpTic Chicago underneath it, and then eventually probably more teams out throughout that. And obviously if some games or esports, I should say, are looking for franchising, they already have a brand that's all theirs, Chicago Huntsman. So will they stick with just Chicago, or something else, Huntsman, or I don't know. But let's continue reading this article down below here. So it says, as we read down here, basically says the title over again. And then it says he is aiming to divest from NRG, the org which he joined in September 2019, and own the OpTic Chicago franchise along with new financial partners. Sources said, multiple parties are interested in being involved. No final decision has been there. So it said Rodriguez, so Hex, has become co-owner and co-CEO of Andy Miller after he believed that he lost ownership of OpTic Gaming forever. Together with NRG, they purchased a slot in the CDL, created the brand the Chicago Huntsman, which then turned into OpTic Chicago, where eventually once he got OpTic back, it was almost inevitable that it was going to turn into OpTic something or other. So there it was, OpTic Chicago. So he purchased the OpTic Gaming brand off the Immortals Gaming Club, the IGC, in October 2020. So over a year after he lost it, now he wants, OpTic Chicago and OpTic all by himself, which he already has OpTic Gaming, but he wants OpTic Chicago all to himself. Then obviously nothing confirmed, nothing has truly came out, no real information has came out other than these couple of articles. So OpTic Gaming in the past have been in Halo, Gears of War, Counter-Strike. I would see probably getting into Valorant. They had a League of Legends team. They had Dota at one point. I'd like to see them get back into Gears of War with the United team. Again, could be partially there. Halo would be great, right? The old Dynasty roster with Lethal, Snakebite, World 2, and Frosty. They're over on, was it Sentinels or Centennials or whatever it is. And, CSGO. I don't want to say that scene is dying, but with the big support towards Valorant right now, I would definitely think that he'd be interested in getting a team there. So I would definitely see, Hex getting, I don't want to say getting away from, that's kind of the wrong terms, but, divesting all of his stuff and moving on from NRG, solely being on OpTic Gaming again, him owning OpTic Chicago. Would we see NRG then joining the CDL, if an expansion ever comes? I could definitely see that, right? And we already talked about the former teams OpTic Gaming has been a part of, and obviously, those bigger named esports, League of Legends, Valorant right now, and whatever else you want, right? The Overwatch League as well, which is one team we haven't even mentioned yet, that when OpTic joined forces with Immortals, they had to sell off their Overwatch team, and it's still out there. I believe the Houston Outlaws, I think, are still a team, so maybe we see a reacquisition of that. Don't really know, but I would love to see, Hex become solely OpTic Chicago, bring all the boys and girls back into the fold, and truly be what it should have been all along, OpTic HECZ OpTic Gaming. But with all that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know of your thoughts and comments down there in that comment section. What do you see OpTic Gaming doing? What do you see OpTic HECZ doing? What do you think about the United proposed merger? And what do you see happening in that one? So let me know that down there in that comment section. But make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, and if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down there as well. Turn on those notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. But with all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.
In the shadows.